All right, folks, today is Thursday, May 1st, 2025, and welcome back to the monthly investing adventure. So let's jump right in and take a look at where we landed for the month of April. So the balance currently is sitting at $8,063. This is after today's contribution of $305 plus some market gains. So at the end of April, it was actually sitting at about $77.20. That's a little bit higher than what was forecasted, but just barely. For the month of April, we kind of skated out with a very flat 0.03% gain, which is basically zero. So you can see that here. I mean, it's just nothing. But given what's happened in the market in April, that's actually a win. And then year to date, if you analyze it out, we're actually down 4.25% in the portfolio. March was pretty brutal for the portfolio, and so was February. This tariff talk is not helping us at all. This tariff back and forth, trade wars, and all of that. But no matter the case, we are going to keep with our plan and keep on buying and investing into our allocation and let this grow for the long term. So speaking of that, let's take a look at the allocation so that you can follow along. This is essentially a 70-30 portfolio where 70% is in stocks and 30% is in bonds and commodity. For the 70% stocks, I divided in half to 35% large cap growth, which is the NASDAQ 100. This is the QQQ portion. The other 35% is in small cap value, and that's AVUV. And then for the 30% allocation, 20% of that goes to intermediate term government bonds, and then the rest in gold, 10%. And usually bonds act as a ballast in times of uncertainty like this, but yeah, with the tariffs and everything else going on, even bonds and US dollars taking the beating, which is highly unusual. But like I said, we're going to stick with our allocation and go ahead and make our buys. Before we do that though, let's take a quick look at the overall balance for the monthly investing adventure. It is just barely above what's forecast over the long term. We're about 2 years and a month into this, and it's doing what's expected. And if you were accumulating assets over the long run, you want to be in a situation where things are flat or even down so you can buy more with the money you put in. In any case, our buys for this our buy for this month will be into every asset. I think last month we sold out of gold to make some buys in the rebalancing. But for this month, with $305 and some change from last month, we're going to be buying pretty much everything. And I'll start off by buying $152 of AVUV, the small cap value, $8 of the NASDAQ 100, $115 into government bonds, and the balance into gold. So let's jump into the trading dashboard, which is what I'm using for this adventure, and we'll make our buys. First up is AVUV. So we're going to buy dollars at the market, 152. Get this previewed and get this placed. All right, next up is the NASDAQ 100, which is the QQQ. This is the large cap growth. We're going to buy dollars at the market, and we're going to buy $8. Get this previewed and get this placed. Next up, $115 into GOVT, intermediate bonds. So 115, buy, dollars at the market, 115, get this previewed, and get this placed. All right, this is done as well. Wait for this to update. So we have about $30.43 for gold, GLDM, which is perfect. So we'll do GLDM, the gold minis, buy dollars at the market, and we will buy $30.43. We'll let the system figure out how to do that. We'll get this placed. And when it's all said and done, we're going to have 1 cent left over in the portfolio, which is perfect. 1 cent in cash. The rest is fully invested into our allocation, 35, 35, 20, and 10. So that's it for this month. We're going to hang on for the ride because I think tomorrow is when the tariffs actually hit, May 2nd. We'll see what happens with this market, but like I said, we have a plan and we're just going to go and stick with it and make our regular monthly buys and kind of ignore the noise. That's it. Thanks for following along on the monthly investing adventure, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye.